Our biggest challenge is us.
I am cursed with this mentality of competitiveness.
Competition was an addiction.
The Last Dance is the widely popular documentary series co-produced by ESPN and Netflix about Michael Jordan and the 1990s Chicago Bulls dynasty. The series features exclusive footage from a film crew that had an all-access pass to the Bulls, as well as interviews of many NBA personalities. With the piece being centered around his final season with the Bulls, it might look like Jordan was done with his NBA career when in fact he did return to play for the Wizards for 3 seasons. Jordan's Wizards years weren't included in the documentary, but in this video, we will explore MJ's career on his comeback with the Washington Wizards. After Jordan's second retirement and claimed that he would never play another NBA game in 1999, he announced his return to the NBA to play for the Washington Wizards in the summer of 2001, indicating his intention to donate his salary as a player to a relief effort for the victims of the 9/11 attack. Michael Jordan simply could not resist the urge to lace the sneakers up once again. He felt that he could do a better job of helping the Wizards on the floor rather than in the luxury boxes. At 38, he signed a 2-year deal with Washington. He said, "I'm just going to play the game of basketball that I love. I'm not about the money. I don't care if I get paid a dime. I'm going to play the game because I love it." Doug Collins, who'd previously coached Michael in Chicago, was installed as the Wizards' head coach, and Washington held training camp in Jordan's hometown that October at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. Outside of Mike and budding star Richard Hamilton, the Wizards came into the 01-02 season with a funky melange of promising young talent and steady, if plodding, veterans. For everyone on the roster, those first few practices with Jordan were surreal. Jordan's personal trainer Tim Grover traveled with the Wizards on the road too. Every morning at 7 a.m., they'd find a health club near the team hotel to go work out, like clockwork. During the 2001-2002 season, he led the team in scoring 22.9 points per game, assists 5.2 assists per game, and steals 1.42 steals per game. However, torn cartilage in his right knee ended Jordan's season after only 60 games, the fewest he had played in a regular season. Jordan started 53 of his 60 games for the season, averaging 24.3 points, 5.4 assists, and 6 rebounds, and shooting 41.9% from the field in his 53 starts. His last 7 appearances were in a reverse role in which he averaged just over 20 minutes per game. Jordan announced he would return for the 2002-2003 season, and this time he was determined to be equipped with reinforcements, as he traded for all-star Jerry Stackhouse and signed budding star Larry Hughes. Jordan even accepted a 6th-man role on the bench in order for his knee to survive the rigors of an 82-game season. However, a combination of numerous team injuries and uninspired play led to Jordan's return to the starting lineup, where he tried to rebound the franchise from its early season struggles. The move led to mixed results, as several of Jordan's younger teammates complained about playing in Jordan's shadow and his unfair expectations of them. By the end of the season, the Wizards finished with a 37-45 record once again. Playing in his 14th and final NBA All-Star game in 2003, Jordan passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the all-time leading scorer in All-Star game history, a record since broken by LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. That year, Jordan was the only Washington player to play in all 82 games, starting in 67 of them. He averaged 20 points, 6.1 rebounds, 3.8 assists, and 1.5 steals per game. Even though he turned 40 during the season, he scored 20 or more points 42 times, 30 or more points 9 times, and 40 or more points 3 times. On February 21, 2003, Jordan became the first 40-year-old to tally 43 points in an NBA game. Even in his late 30s and 40s, Jordan was still often the best player on the floor. He put up all-star numbers with relative ease, so to that degree, Jordan was still himself. However, while it has been frequent to see retired players doing great during their comebacks, Jordan's second run on the court wasn't full of fame and achievement. The Wizards' years weren't like the Bulls' years. For all the talk of Jordan simply wanting it more, never accepting defeat, and willing his team to victory, his teams in DC didn't do a whole lot of winning. Jordan played in his final NBA game on April 16, 2003 in Philadelphia. After scoring only 13 points of the game, Jordan went to the bench with 4 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the third quarter and his team trailing the Philadelphia 76ers 75-56. Just after the start of the fourth quarter, the First Union Center crowd began chanting, "We want Mike!" After much encouragement from Coach Doug Collins, Jordan finally rose from the bench and re-entered the game, replacing Larry Hughes with 2 minutes and 35 seconds remaining. At a minute 45, Jordan was intentionally fouled by 76ers Eric Snow and stepped to the line to make both free throws. With the recognition that 2002 to 2003 would be Jordan's final season, tributes were paid to him throughout the NBA. In his final game at the United Center in Chicago, which was his old home court, Jordan received a 4-minute standing ovation from his teammates, his opponents, the officials, and the crowd of 21,257 fans. After his third retirement, Jordan assumed that he would be able to return to his front office position as Director of Basketball Operations with the Wizards. However, on May 7, 2003, Wizards owner Abe Paulin fired Jordan as the team's President of Basketball Operations. Jordan later stated that he felt betrayed, and that if he had known that he would be fired upon retiring, he never would have come back to play for the Wizards. Paulin choosing to fire Jordan shortly after his retirement may seem more than a little abrupt, but there's no denying that MJ, the executive, never lived up to the incredibly high standards set by MJ the player. He justified Jordan's dismissal by noting that Jordan had a detrimental effect on the team, such as benching Larry Hughes for Tyronn Lue, making poor trades, and squandering the team's 2001 first-round draft pick on high schooler Kwame Brown, who never panned out. Without Michael in the fold the following year, the Washington Wizards were not expected to win, and they didn't. Despite the signing of future All-Star point guard Gilbert Arenas, which had been made possible by Jordan's previous cap-clearing maneuvers as a team executive, the team stumbled to a 25-57 record in the 2003-2004 season. During his stint with the Wizards, all of Jordan's home games at the MCI Center were sold out, and the Wizards were the second most watched team in the NBA, averaging 20,172 fans a game at home and 19,311 on the road. However, neither of Jordan's final 2 seasons resulted in a playoff appearance for the Wizards, and Jordan was often unsatisfied with the play of those around him. At several points, he openly criticized his teammates to the media, citing their lack of focus and intensity. In all, Jordan had quite a wild ride of events, but he has finally found a bit of stability as the principal owner of the Charlotte Hornets. While the NBA legend still hasn't enjoyed much success in Charlotte, he's working to change that. Make sure to keep posted with our videos to keep yourselves updated with your favorite stars' whereabouts. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more.